One.
Welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week, we are getting all in silly season talking about transfers. We get to dissect all things that are going right and wrong with U.S. men's and women's soccer, including the coaching search. And then we're contractually obligated at this point to talk about the Chicago Fire, so we'll talk about the Chicago Fire. Gentlemen, this is James. This is DPG. I am FC Neo Tokyo. How's everybody doing this week?
Was there
okay, awesome. Everybody's jacked.
I've been holding my breath, waiting for this UN's men's coaching decision to be made. I'm like, how much longer is it going to take for us to figure out who's going to be the new steward of the club? But we'll get into that.
You'll be on oxygen before you find out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So,
you hold it till September?
Yeah, right.
It's that long? No way,
dude. We will get to that. We will get to that. What I really want to start with is a man who, at different points in his career, I have been a massive fan or I have wished ill upon. And that is Tim Ream has left Fulham and is going to Charlotte FC.
He could have been going to Chicago.
At this point, no matter what, even at 36, even at 36, I don't want any 36-year-old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like Tim Ream, definitely good dude. Definitely feel bad about how angry I was at him in the First Nations League final. But I remember New York Red Bull Tim Ream and getting that move overseas because I should have brought his stuff up, but where'd he go before Fulham? Does anybody remember?
I'd have to look it up on the Wikipedias.
Yeah. Was it Bolton? No, that was Stu Holland. But I think he had a hell of a career at Fulham.
Bolton Wanderers.
It was Bolton. Okay.
Chicago Fire Premier, 2008 to 2009. Chicago Fire Premier.
We could have had what could have been.
The next year, he was on the New York Red Bulls for 58 appearances and 1 goal. And then he moved to Bolton Wanderers and not a goal in 114 appearances, but he's a defender. And Fulham, though, 281 appearances, 5 goals.
Wait. Fulham tweeted out this morning, 9 years, 312 appearances.
Wow.
3 promotions.
Oh my gosh, Tim Ream.
And really, not only 3 promotions, but they stopped yo-yoing. They're now where like Everton used to hang out,
right.
10 to 15, And it's like
he's probably a club legend.
He has to be. There's so many deep American ties to Fulham. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Between McBride and Bocanegra and Dempsey and now Jedi is still there. What a great team. If there was any European team I would say I root for, I would say it's Fulham.
So Fulham feels American? Is that what it is?
Full America, baby.
Full America, yeah.
They have only Anthony Robinson, who's an American on the team, though.
That's it.
They got American ownership, too? That would explain a lot.
No, I don't believe so. Their owner's kind of weird. He built like a statue of Michael Jackson.
Shahid Khan is the owner.
What?
Really?
Yeah, he built like a statue of Michael Jackson outside of the park.
Yeah,
he's kind of
I guess when you have too much money, you could do whatever you want.
They don't care about us.
Yeah, just weird kind of dude. But anyway, Tim Ream, give him all the flowers. Do we think he's going to do anything in MLS?
Yes.
He's just here to collect. I think he's just here to collect his last.
He's here to retire if they're making the retirement league,
and he's gonna ride off into the sunset. Maybe a coaching gig in the future. I don't know.
I think it's sad because I think he'll play his nuts off, but he'll play his nuts off for a terrible team.
Charlotte's better than the Fire right now.
Well, Charlotte, but is Charlotte really gonna if you're gonna come to MLS? I'd like to see Tim Ream be like the anchor of a team that's like all they were missing was a center back, and now they win in the MLS Cup.
Doesn't Charlotte have Brant Barnacle as their anchor?
He's the heart, baby. He's the heart. Now, is Bupenza back, by the way? Does he even still play for them?
Do you consider Brant Barnacle as the Rudy of the team?
Brant Barnacle does very much feel like a Rudy figure. You know what I mean? it makes sense for him to come to MLS, but Charlotte makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to be like, Dad, will you take me to the game? Tim Ream's on the team now. Like, like, and like I said, I think he deserves his flowers.
Well,
but
the MLS needs to get some stars. And speaking of potential stars incoming, I believe you said Antoine Griezmann.
Oh my God, if Antoine Griezmann was coming to the Fire, I would be hard right now.
I mean,
for real.
Not to the Fire, to LAFC.
No, the rich get richer, baby. As much as like everybody wants to complain about Miami breaking the rules and LAFC, how are they doing this? It's like, this is what we want. Like when it's just a dogfight between a bunch of teams and everybody's got holes, it's not really quality soccer. But if you got a few quality teams, there's going to be people like us who suffer, but like, you just got to be smarter. Like Philadelphia has outsmarted most of the league because LAFC can spend and get stars, and Philly is still
the budget signings are great, but the final, we want to see Antoine Griezmann versus Leo Messi. That's what we want to see in the final.
Well, do you think they'll get the deal done?
No,
because it sounds like it's not going to be until next season for Griezmann.
And Messi's contract is up at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think, if they win a MLS Cup, he's gone. If they don't, I think he might stay. Because he did say he didn't want to go back to, he did not want to go back to New Boys or whatever in Argentina, right?
Really?
Yeah, why you say it like that? I
mean, no, isn't that what they're called?
New Boys. Boys.
Okay, New Boys is the.
New
in Switzerland or whatever, right?
That's the name of a boy band. New Boys.
Yeah, right.
The New Boys on the soccer pitch. Yeah.
But
oh God.
I mean, I guess, but even if Messi leaves it, I highly doubt he's gonna go anywhere else. I think he got his money. He's gonna go chill. He's probably gonna go live out in his Miami mansion and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
not bad, right?
Now I'll say this: we started this conversation with Griezmann. Unlike the Chucky Lozano conversation last week, where he's not going to come to MLS and be a star, I think minute one, Antoine Griezmann is a star in this league, like scoring goals, winning games, right? Like
yes,
Antoine Griezmann. I don't know. I honestly think he could put an MLS team on his back, type of thing, like how Acosta's doing over in Cincy, right? I think Griezmann could carry an MLS team. Like, think if Griezmann wins his he's going to LAFC.
You have me on Acosta. I was like, which Acosta?
No, what's his face? Lucho.
Yeah, but
the runaway MVP
Lucho versus Griezmann, there's a huge world of tiers of difference. Where it's crazy that Lucho is strong enough to put an MLS team on his back, but Griezmann, you feel like could put a championship in the trophy case.
Oh
yeah,
100. Yeah, that's and the excitement. Like I'm jacked already, even if they don't get this done, because just by scheduling, LAFC has to come to Chicago next year.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Did they come this year?
No.
Exactly. Dude, we're going to get to see Antoine Griezmann next season, which is going to be awesome. Which
they have an awesome goalie too. They got
his face, the French guy.
French guy.
The guy who took Brad Friedel's job.
And where's Giroud?
No, it's not Crepeau, is it?
No. It's the guy who took Brad Friedel's job at Tottenham. What was his name? Lloris.
Oh, Lloris.
Hugo Lloris.
Oh, that's right, Lloris. Yes.
And where's who I just was talking about, the old French number one striker?
He's in Crepeau. He's in LA.
LAFC?
Isn't he the other LA? No, the other LA. Unless I'm crazy.
No. Is it? Ooh.
Oliver Giroud claims that Antoine Griezmann is jealous over his MLS move.
Well, is it Mario Royce going to LA Galaxy?
Yes, that was going to be the next thing we brought up. Is Marco Royce?
No, Giroud has signed a contract with LAFC until the end of 2025. It's LAFC. Giroud.
No, we're saying Rues or Royce. Marco Royce is going to LA Galaxy.
Royce is coming, but imagine Giroud, along with Lloris and Griezmann.
Right?
That's what's coming.
What's his face? The striker. Why can't I think of his name? Whatever. Yes, thank you. My God. Dude, they're gonna be so they are so stacked. Like it's gonna be crazy. But I congratulate the LA Galaxy on what they getting probably 7 games out of Marco Reus in the next 2 seasons. I think that cat's gonna disintegrate when he comes to MLS.
Really?
So he's gonna do a Gareth Bale.
He's gonna just
Gareth Bale still won a championship, even though he's coming.
Gareth Bale played his heart out for the last 20 minutes
of every game.
That's what he did.
That he ever went into.
That's what he did at the whole season the half season he was there, man. No, I think Marco Reus is he's so injury prone, dude. I just think he'll crumble in MLS.
So what you're telling me is that like a second-year MLS draft pick is gonna clip him and that's it. He's out for the rest of the season.
It's not. It's gonna be like non-contact. This dude's gonna be in an airplane for 7 hours, get out, and then run in practice, and his leg is just going to disintegrate in front of him, like Thanos snap, fucking disintegrate.
Man, I was thinking more like a lone player from MLS too, just like
just
clatters
him. Breaks his hip. Oh, God. What else is going on in MLS? I told you guys. Something that warms my heart that I am so happy about is it sounds like Seattle is going to sign Albert Ellis, who, if we all remember, was Houston's amazing goal scorer who had great celebrations. Then he went overseas and had a little bit of a good run. But what did he get hit in the head during like a head-to-head contact? That's what caused the coma?
Yeah. So he went up, I guess he was going for a header and the defender was going for a header. And it was a head-to-head contact.
Because he was at Bordeaux for a while, right?
Wow.
That's where he was?
That's scary.
He was at Bordeaux. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So French league.
So yeah, as soon as that contact happened, he just literally just unconscious on the ground, had to take him to an ambulance. They actually had to do surgery, like brain surgery.
Yeah, immediately. Had to relieve pressure, everything. Yep. Yeah. And so, like I said, it warms my heart, man. I was a fan. I liked watching him before when he was on Houston, so it was good to see him like step up his career. And then
I wonder if he's going to be the same player after such an injury.
That's the $1 million question because, obviously he was still contracted to Bordeaux, but I don't know if you guys heard, but Bordeaux just literally went to bankruptcy.
Oh yeah, they just disintegrated. Yeah,
they went to administration. Bordeaux, the legendary club that developed Zidane, went to administration.
I know they developed Zidane. That's funny.
I know they actually Bordeaux used to be somewhat of a powerhouse. They had a lot of talent go through that team
for a little while. So did Lyon.
Yeah. So
until PSG money.
Yeah,
in July 2024, the French football club Bordeaux filed for bankruptcy and was relegated to the 3rd tier of French football, the Championnat National, after years of financial mismanagement. The club cited the bankruptcy filing as a way to avoid heavy sanctions and informed the French Football Federation of their intention to abandon their professional status, which they have held since 1937. As a result, all player contracts were terminated, and the club will become an amateur club for the first time in almost 90 years.
Well, I mean, Rangers survived.
Oh, Rangers was like a whole city effort to kind of keep it afloat. I think
because they went down to like 4th or division or something crazy.
And I think it was basically Rangers had to go back to grassroots. Like they had supporters groups were involved. I think supporter groups actually took over.
It was pub league stuff for a while, man.
Yeah,
but they just got promoted every year.
Yeah. So now they're back at that, back to old Rangers, being Rangers, which is always good. That's I get the hype around Celtic. But it's just for every story you need to have a good villain and a good hero. I'm not saying that either or is a villain or a hero depending who you go for, but you can't have the Scottish League without a Rangers or Celtic. You need to have both of them.
Okay. So you guys know me and my takes of usually like I want to see everybody do well.
Yeah.
I kind of want the Scottish League to disappear, and listen, hold on. Listen to me. I want the Scottish League gone because I think it'll do better for Scottish football. Here's my thought. And I know that this is why they won't do it, because England has always said, Rangers, Celtic, you need to start at the bottom. Well, now I think the gulf is far enough that you can tell Rangers and Celtic you got to start in League Two or League One. League One. Start them in League One, and I would start Hearts and everybody else in League Two. And because I think their level is Championship. I don't think they get the money, but if they're in the English table, maybe they'll get the money. Who knows? I just think it'd be more fun to see them in the English pyramid.
I agree, and that's why I love Wrexham, which is a Welsh club that is in the English pyramid.
So
them Cardiff
didn't Celtic just beat Man City in a friendly a few weeks ago? 4-3.
I don't know. I mean, beating Man City. Oh, Man City. I was about to say Man United. But
you caught yourself.
I was about to say that's getting the beat for everybody. But but no, I mean, but friendly.
Yeah, it was a friendly.
By the way, did you guys hear Julian Alvarez is moving to Atletico Madrid for 84 mil?
Oh yeah,
I heard 84. But yeah,
a lot of money.
Wild stuff. But anyway, I apologize. I digress.
I mean,
you know who's not moving right now and is still looking for a club? Weston McKinnie. Weston McKinnie.
Weston McKinnie will find a club. Don't you fret.
There's got to be a Serie A club out there that would be looking at him and seeing that, oh, this guy led AC Milan with assists. Or not AC Milan. What was it? Juventus with assists. 9 assists. Had a career year.
I think this is going to sound weird based on previous conversation in the group chat today, but send him back to the Bundesliga, dog.
Hey, you know what? Hey, there's some teams in the Bundesliga that could use them.
Hoffenheim?
There's teams all over the planet that could fucking use Weston McKinnie.
You know what?
It doesn't make sense. He could start for any mid-table down team in any league.
There's no way. There's no way he should be coming back to MLS.
No, not at all.
No.
That would be
flirting. Shouldn't even be flirting.
No, that would be a gross.
That's a career suicide.
That would be that's a crime for whatever agent is making that move. Like that dude should be held in international court. Like Interpol should be after this cat. And Weston McKinnie should not come back to MLS.
No.
Oh man, I would like to see him in I would like to see him in Rafa's old team. What was the one with the GOAT, the German team?
Cologne.
Yeah,
FC Cologne or whatever.
I would like to see McKinnie on a team like that, or like a mid-table, maybe a lower. I would kind of steer away from the Premier League in general, just because of the luck we had with American players in the Premier League.
We have a Manchester United fan here, but I think he starts if he goes there. Though there was rumors hot and heavy a year ago about that.
I would like to see him on a team like Valencia, a mid-table team in La Liga. As far as France,
La Liga's a weird. I think he's too physical for La Liga. I think he'd be a red card machine.
I mean,
he doesn't have the name recognition of Sergio Ramos.
I think he fits in La Liga. I think he would destroy La Liga.
Yeah.
But
I think he will do good on a team like Valencia, some random team that's like mid-table. Because we all know who's gonna win the Liga. It's between Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's been a while since you had a third-place star coach just kind of sneak in.
Well, Atletico won a couple years back, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but in the past 20 years, who else has won it besides Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Or Atletico. There was one weird one, right? Who's the green team that Johnny was playing at?
Not Betis.
Betis or something like that. There was
Isn't that a Portuguese club?
No, Real Betis.
Oh, yeah.
No, Real Betis is a Liga team.
We should. But
I honestly haven't seen a team win the Liga besides Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid since like 2001 Valencia. That's like
crazy, man. Well, we brought up La Liga. Is this the time to bring it up?
Transfer,
yes.
it's
not really. I don't feel like this has been talked about because it's been it's been like a 2-year foregone conclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Mbappe at Real Madrid, I'm not even sure how I feel about this, but I know damn well I'm just going to be like, I'm just asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
But does he become Ronaldo, where he stays one of the best in the world and he still stands out in a field of people who stand out?
Yes.
Or does he just become a very reliable cog in the machine that is Real Madrid?
I think he becomes the standout. He's the guy you build around. He's the main cog of the wheel. If they had Erling Haaland, then you would be asking that question. Be like, which one of these two would Real Madrid be truly dependent upon to shine? That would start asking question. But right now, Mbappe is the guy. He's gonna be the main cog. He's gonna be the scoring facet. He's gonna be the thing that smacks the. He's gonna be the everything for Real Madrid.
So
is he gonna play striker or winger?
That's a good question.
I guess it doesn't matter. Sorry, both. DPG. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say so it's weird because Real Madrid it's weird with Real Madrid because with Real Madrid I've seen great players go into Real Madrid and it's for whatever reason they just come out shittier. I don't know if it's because I don't know what it is. Like I'm not expecting Mbappe to be like an Eric Cantona type player where he's gonna elevate this club to even newer heights. It's not that kind. I don't think he's that kind of player. He's not gonna be like like a Jason Terry in like early 2000 Chelsea team. It ain't gonna happen. I think he'll do great in Real Madrid, especially with the players around him. But I mean, like I said, we've seen great players go into Real Madrid and just kind of sit on the bench. Like remember Kaká at one point.
You guys are talking about Mbappe. He won the World Cup at 18 years old.
But to DPG's point, Kaká did win a Ballon d'Or there, and then also kind of was, it's how do I put this? It's not like I'm saying Mbappe is going to become a bench player or actually flame out. I'm saying, is he going to continue to be in the conversation of best of the world, 1 and 2, or is he going to just kind of be in a sea of like?
I think
like
this
a Benzema. Is he going to be like a Benzema?
The question is, how is he going to respond?
Like
He's going to be practicing against the best. No longer is he just practicing against PSG's best, right? He's going to be literally going against Galacticos in practice every day. It should elevate his game.
I mean, the only competition Real Madrid is like Barcelona. Barcelona is like this club is like running by the like the seat of their the edge of their seat because they're like just spending money and then they owe money and then they're spending money and they owe money. So we'll see.
Don't worry, Serginho Dest will come back from injury and he will save Barcelona.
As long as I don't wake up one day and have a notification from ESPN telling me that Barcelona went to administration.
It's happened before, and it'll happen again, but maybe not to them.
Well, wait, who do you think's the biggest club in the most trouble? Like who is the biggest club in the most financial trouble?
Don't know. Barcelona was in so much trouble.
Barcelona,
they were in trouble, but they've been investing in their youth squad. They've been getting the La Masia or La Masla, whatever it's called, up and running.
Because they have to. They kind of have to. They can't really go out and buy Mbappe's of the world. They kind of have to rely on that
pipeline.
And they have. Unfortunately, they kind of have like guys like Gavi and and the other guys, and it's working out fine. Pedri, there you go. That's the one I was looking for, and it's going out well.
I think about like the guy who is like, I will never financially recover from this. And I feel like the moment for Barcelona was the Neymar transfer. I feel like they have never financially, like they were riding high for a while, but that didn't mean like they still never got the books caught up.
It's weird because at one point Barcelona was like the team, like holy crap, you had Ronaldinho under, you had young Messi
and everything.
Yeah,
and they would never take a jersey sponsor. They're like, no, we'll put UNICEF.
Yeah, it was
UNICEF. We'll give them money.
they were treating Real Madrid like 4-1, beating them 4-1. Like, and I'm like, where's all the money you guys made from that time? You guys won like, the Liga on like a regular basis, and it's like, the hell you guys do with
They
the money?
never got caught up, man. They never caught up from that Neymar deal. At least that's my opinion. That's my sitting in America, slightly watching opinion. But that's really what it feels like, man.
You know what would be interesting, man? Being a season ticket holder for one of those clubs. I don't even think they call them season ticket holder. I think they call them like associates.
Oh, that'd be fun though. That'd be so fun to see those.
Like a club.
It's a Ponzi scheme now. They're investors.
They're investors. That's the new way. They're
How
investors.
would you like to invest in Barcelona?
It's like I think it's become to a point. It's kind of like Green Bay Packer fans. If you're a Green Bay Packer,
Oh
season
yeah.
ticket
No,
holder,
I got crazy.
That's like
They
you're
have
basically
shares.
that's real estate. You're basically holding real estate. Your 2 plastic seats are real estate for you. So.
Oh man. Well, I think that these were literally all of the moves that interest me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were interested in anything else. I mean, there's been a few
If you guys
things,
got any
but
comments
nothing-
below for transfers that you guys have been expecting or got excited about, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, nothing big really is popped. Like, am I crazy? Am I just totally missing something? Was I disconnected too many days?
You called it Julian Alvarez. Oh, great.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
the
great.
Julian Alvarez news I just caught today.
Well,
I mean, that's
come on, but keep in mind, like the big thing was gonna be Mbappe Real Madrid, but then that's been out of the bag for like a year almost. Like people have been talking about it, and they've been hinting it, and
no team came in for Christian Pulisic.
Why would they? He's home.
Mhm.
Christian Pulisic, fucking goal and assists,
Mhm.
and like he didn't even start. I don't think. I
Right,
think he
versus
came on.
Barcelona versus Lewandowski.
Yep.
Yep.
And like I told you guys, dude, Pulisic is on a whole nother level. He has always been criticized so much harder than everyone else.
look, I'm gonna tell you this: the way that Christian Pulisic is going is maybe in about 10 years from now, when he's like 32, 33. I don't even know how old is he now, but let's
I
just
think
say
he's
10
probably
years.
26 at this point, right?
Yeah, well, maybe not that. Maybe not that. Maybe 7 years from now, he's probably gonna be the veteran on a team around him that's gonna be like the golden generation, the one that's gonna go to the World Cup, the win the World Cup.
That would kind of be rad. That would be kind of rad, like
he might be the only one left. You might not have Weston McKinnie anymore. You might not have all those guys.
In theory, hopefully they've been pushed out of the team.
No.
Like without being rude, hopefully in 7 years, Weston McKinney, Tyler Adams,
let's just say 10 years.
Musa are
Tyler Adams will definitely have been
Best
pushed out of the
midfielder.
team. He's getting pushed out of the team right now.
Yeah.
It's getting pushed out of the team. Let's come back after a word from these sponsors, and when we do, we're going to be talking U.S. men's national team coaching solutions that have been on the table. We're going to be talking what else?
I got a story for everybody first.
All right.
I attended a soccer game.
Are we?
And I will tell you about it.
Oh, we're gonna play.
Good
All
for
right,
you, buddy.
Come back for that, and we'll be right back after these messages. Kick that like button. Punt it.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. Right now, we have a special treat for you, or at least I do. It's kind of story time, man. I don't know if anybody noticed. We got a new scarf here. I was lucky enough that my car completely disintegrated.
You were not in it. You were not in it when it did that.
I've been using that word a lot. So my transmission died. So I got stuck. Got a deal on a car. Went and saw my buddy down in Peoria. So I'm at Peoria staying with my parents, and I look on Twitter, and Peoria City is in the championship game for USL2, their division. I know that USL2 split up into regional divisions, right?
Awesome.
So I'm like, oh my God, we have to go. So originally my dad wasn't going to go. And so I asked my buddy and he was like, I don't know. So eventually we get to like, they're like, my parents are actually showing me these old pictures. They're like, oh my God, shouldn't you go to the game? I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't going to like tailgate. Bobby's not going. And he's like, he's not? All right, screw it. I'll come with you. So my dad's like, screw it. He came with me. So they have a beautiful stadium, actually. It used to be an old minor league baseball stadium. And then they like completely renovated. They tore like a bunch of stuff out and like renovated it. And it was the soccer stadium for Bradley University. And actually, I saw my first Chicago Fire game was them playing Columbus Crew there.
You lost your V card there. I see.
Yeah. So then, anyway, so like I looked at the tickets and they were modestly priced at $10 and $20.
Oh, not bad.
And I was like, not bad.
Could you have beer there too? Was there beer available?
No,
somewhere?
because it's owned by the college. No beer sales. So my dad was rather pissed, but I told him, I was like, you should have ate the edible. I offered it. Anyway, I digress. So it's beautiful stadium. So I didn't know where it was because when I used to go there, the supporters, quote unquote, the kids would be just on the grass behind the goal. So I bought supporter tickets for $12, right? In the 309, baby. And so
just to add some context, you're from Peoria, correct?
I grew up in Peoria. My parents still live there.
So this was kind of special. This is actually really special. Okay.
Because I didn't even know they existed their first season until like halfway through, and my dad was like, "Holy crap, we have a team down here. We should go to a game sometime." Because I always tell the story. I've taken my dad to a couple Fire games actually, and anyway, so we are in this section, and I got to tell you, man, I love the enthusiasm because what they did was they paved a little tiny plot right behind one of the goals and put like bleachers there. And so that's where all the kids were. And then they had like everybody could sit on the grass. So this game was like near sold out. The stadium was actually
awesome.
Full. And we're in the supporter section. And it was just so much fun because everybody I was just like, when I lived there, I wish that would have been there. Oh my God, I would have been diehard 309 forever, for life, dog. I would have loved it. And so the only critique is nobody is on rhythm with the drums. They have 10 times. They have maybe not 10, but they have 3 times the amount of drums that Sector and Section 8 have.
What,
dude? For real, they have drums
and a USL outfit
everywhere.
And a USL2 outfit.
USL2.
They're out fanning the fire in that way.
I wouldn't say that. They're not very good at the chants yet, which they'll get better. But I was shocked when I heard. Well, I was floored when all of a sudden I heard them count something off. They're like, dale, dale. I was like, what?
Whoa.
What are all these white people doing here?
You PTSD from the Fire games?
Oh my God. It's all the same chants. Come on, you boys in black, like.
Oh wow, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's all but we have everybody in this league and around the world have the same stupid chants, except for everybody thinks they're cool now because everyone hates Seven Nation Army.
Do we ever do ole 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 ole?
We used to.
I used to like the Tetris song.
Yeah, I loved Tetris, man.
Song.
That was dope because you got the trumpets playing. So anyway, they actually had trumpets as well. But the drummers, nobody was on the same page. It just sounded like constant nonsense. And they fucked up because they handed me and my dad the cowbell. So now, mind you, my dad was 40 when I was born. So he's 82 years old out here.
Wow.
Rocking with me.
82 years young.
Oh, man. So we're having an absolute blast.
Congrats, Mitch's dad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's truly
to get to the game, it was amazing. They scored one to go up one, then they gave one up, then they scored to go up again, and then they gave another one up, and it went into extra time. And the other team, which I can't even remember what they're called, or their name isn't specific, so I have no idea where they're even from. But it sucks, man. That crowd deserved a championship. Like that crowd deserved it. But
they got one, and just wasn't for their team, right?
Yeah, exactly. But It was a blast. I lost my voice. We were chanting and singing and having a good time, man. My dad had a great time.
I should have
And
picked up a jersey, bro.
I got the scarf. You remember I had to buy a car? Remember the whole reason I was there was buying a car.
Yeah.
Right? So, you
could have came back with a jersey, bro. I mean, I highly doubt that those cost more than the MLS ones.
Oh, they don't. They don't. They were like, they didn't have any. I didn't see any for sale. But I had seen the prices before, and they were nowhere. They were like $70 or something. So yeah, it's very cool. It was really cool to like you see lower level soccer in America and see people care about it in a fun way.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I would love for there to be a world where they could move up to the second division or the third. Or what,
is there promotion?
No, not yet. Not yet.
They can't go to USL 1?
Not yet.
See, that's
I don't
what
think any
sucks
of that's
about American soccer. It just sucks.
To me, it sounds like you got to kind of experience a little bit of like, how we always talk about like the Premier League and the whole tier system, like, the National League type of situation, like Wrexham. Right. You kind of got to experience that firsthand. Like now, I don't know about James, but like that's interesting because I mean, with me, it's just I just got to experience the fire, and that's it. And they're like,
and they lose all the time, and they get no punishment.
They lose all the time.
I'm interested in promotion relegation for America. I just don't think it's ever going to happen in MLS. It'd be great if it did.
It will one day. One day if it does, but it'll be one of these things where they completely engulf all tiers of American soccer. And yes, that means you, Detroit.
City.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I won't think it won't happen is because imagine you pay $500 million for like an expansion right.
Oh yeah.
And just for that.
Listen, you know how you solve that? You could solve Pro Rel right now if everybody gave it wanted to, because here's what you do. You go 20 years. You stop all expansion. You go 10, I would say 10 years. But even let's give the babies their bottle. You go 20 years. And then the lowest two teams from the East and the West go down into a regionalized second division and a regionalized third division between East and West. And then that's how you move up and down.
Jesus, people are going to die by then.
Well, keep in mind, you also have to keep, think about this too, James.
Well, no, hold on. You do it every season after that. But you wait 20 years so they get their investment back. Then you cut the lowest over 20 years.
Not only that, but you kind of you have to kind of begin to wean them off, like the salary cap, just all that, the DP statuses. You kind of wean them off, and then that takes time.
Yeah, and what about teams that get relegated and they have all these DPs, and they have all this.
Well, I can't tell you how long it took me to get off of GAM, but I'm clean now, and I'm ready for Pro Rel.
Me too. Me too.
Oh man, and by the way,
cool experience, yeah.
It was, by the way, $12 for a scarf, dog.
Not
support. If you do dude, it was $12 to sit in the supporter section. Now we could have sat in I wouldn't have liked the stands. They were cramped, right? $20, sure, but I would have rather been with the supporters. I say if you've got anybody buy you any kind of team, go see it. Everything's better live. Music is way better live. I'd rather spend $20 to see a band than $20 on. Well, now you don't buy CDs anymore. God damn it, I'm old.
Man, that's true. People more so buying records now.
I mean, you could spend $20 on a burger, but you could go to McDonald's and spend a few dollars.
Yeah, I don't know. I had an absolute blast. Congratulations, Peoria City. Fingers crossed that this team survives. I really would like to see it survive. And look, their colors are lit. Go ahead.
You should probably at least try to make a few trips a year to see the team play.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I looked at the minute their schedule dropped, there was a bunch of them that corresponded with Fire games. And then literally the other ones was because I had already just literally gone to see my parents
Just go
for
gung,
like a family get together.
just go gung ho, bro. Just go watch Peoria and then make that drive out to Chicago. If they're not on the same, they might be on the same day, maybe not the same time. Like if it's like an early afternoon game, you go to Peoria, you watch the Peoria FC, then you gun it on the expressway and watch the Fire play at Soldier Field.
Oh, brother, that is a love and a dedication I am not prepared for. Can we just be friends, Peoria City? Anyway, I'm sorry to drag on, but it was a really fun time, and it was a very off the cuff moment of spontaneity to go see it, and I am so grateful that I did. It reaffirms my belief in Pro Rel, which I had stuffed down into my soul because I just accepted that it was never coming. And again,
I gotta ask a question.
Yeah.
Did they have any vegan options at the stands?
You know, that's a good question because I didn't even look. Like, once we were in our spot, that place was like so full. I just didn't even like mess with trying to like go stand in line because we missed the first 3 minutes of the game. Because as soon as we got there like 20 minutes early. We literally walked in, stood in line to get the scarf. Like, I wasn't standing in line for food and stuff. Like, that's the other thing. Like, they couldn't like that. They need a little bit more if they're gonna get that size crowd. But I will say I checked into their stuff. They stream their games on YouTube, and they've had decent crowds that I've seen, but not like the other night. Like the other night was yeah, it's a championship game. The town was into it. It was rather rad. Go support your local soccer team, everybody.
And let's keep getting going for promotion relegation because it's just better for the game in general.
Yep.
For sure. So we're gonna take a break. So we're gonna go from talking about the small guy to talking about the 60,000 foot view of all things U.S. men's and women's soccer.
Heck yes.
So that should be exciting.
And then after that, I got some maybe the top 5 Fire MLS sponsors, kit sponsors. We'll go over our top 5, and then we'll probably what some funny. Yeah, if there is some funny, punt that like button. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. And now for a very serious segment about U.S. soccer, because the men in the Olympics completely crashed out. 4-0 loss to Monaco. Or no, Morocco. My bad. Oof. Anyway.
Monaco is so much better, and that's not good. That's not a good sign, I feel like, for the American program to be beaten by just one of Europe's, 12?
You mean Africa?
Africa? Is Africa Monaco? Oh, that's
no. Monaco is Monaco's the island right outside of France. Yeah. Morocco is the country in Africa just outside of France.
Right. They played Morocco, not Monaco, right? So Monaco.
Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco is where Hannibal and all that came from. Carthage, all that stuff. All right. Yeah.
That's Tunisia, but that's besides.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
But that's besides the point. But no, Monaco or
Morocco. Morocco's a better soccer nation right now than the USA, is what I'm seeing.
Are they though? Like their Olympic team didn't have a Kiwi on it, did it? Like, I mean, to be fair, I didn't get a chance to watch the game.
Guys,
right?
That was our best.
I will admit.
So that was our nation's best that we had to offer.
No, it wasn't.
Are you kidding me? That was our nation's best that we had to offer.
Listen, I'm the first guy to defend. If you're playing well in MLS, you deserve like a shot to play. But are you telling me that right now, Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman are better than any of the other U23s,
I'm
or
talking
even had
about
you
a
brought
lot of
Chris
the
Richards.
U23s. I'm talking about a lot of the US U23s. We did not have any Lamine Yamals in there. We did not have anybody special. We did not have anybody who's going to be doing world-changing things here for the next World Cup or the World Cup after that. There was nobody here. Tanner Tasman will be lucky to get a sniff, right? It's just...
I
And there's
have
no
high
Christian
hopes for
Pulisic.
Tasman.
There's no Christian Pulisic in this. And that's what doesn't bode well for America right now, is that where is that 16-year-old? Where is that 17-year-old? Where is that 18-year-old who is going to be as talented as Christian Pulisic? Because he's already 24. There's already should be another one coming up through the pipeline. But yet we're not seeing it.
Keep in mind
And they're
that
not making themselves apparent either.
Christian Pulisic, like, he was playing with the USMNT when he was like 19 years old. Like,
well, he was on a whole nother level, like, and he still is.
And
He's still by far the best player.
And like James said, we don't have that 17 or 18-year-old kid that's playing in Barcelona, that's playing in that's playing in Bayern Munich or anything like that.
Or even West Ham.
No, we got a 14. We got like a 15 or a 16-year-old playing for Philadelphia Union. Non-relegation, no pressure. Maybe pressure for that 16-year-old, but.
Well, Aaron, so yeah, you got Aaron coming into his promise, but these Olympic teams were never a true indicator of what was coming next. Like that Olympic team in 2008 had a lot of guys that did go to the 2010 World Cup, but not as many as you would think, type of thing, right? Like
So I think what James is trying to say with this shows is that we're still going to be that scrappy underdog, get lucky team in the next 2 World Cup cycles. Which,
well, do you believe that Tessman and Paredes and like Diego Luna wasn't even there?
It's like those guys don't like what about them? They're the one's playing what in Germany, in Wolfsburg, I think it was Paredes. So,
dude, yes, Kevin Paredes plays for Wolfsburg and he's playing well. He's a part of their future plans. They're they're like they're
let me know. Let me know when Bayern Munich comes calling.
Right. So
chances are you're gonna see this guy go to the Norway league.
I heard somebody say the other day that the USA is a top 15 job, and I'm like, okay, US men's national team might be a top 15 national team job, but it is not top 15 in terms of talent. It's
a better job than it is. Yeah, it's a better job than the talent has, because it's like you it's like taking. I'm trying to think.
You have a better say in how I guess.
Well, you have more power, but you have more of a chance of getting your name to be a star, right? There's more attention. There's more name recognition. It's a bigger platform for you.
Hence, despite it's a top 15 job, but not necessarily top 15 in terms of talent, is what we're saying.
Well, it's like Wrigley Field is always one of the most like attended ballparks in the country, despite how the Cubs are doing. It's like one of those things. It doesn't matter how good the U.S. is; it's still an attractive job. But
I guess what you're trying to say is that you're not going to get the headaches that you might get if you're managing Argentina or France or even England. You have 11, or I'm saying 21 Eagles that you have to kind of keep control of, versus the U.S. men's national team. You might not have that kind of intensity.
I'm also asking, like, what are the chances for the USA to even be really sniffing at this upcoming World Cup? I don't even think that they're contenders.
A lot happens in just a few years, man.
Do you think any of the teams, Mexico, Canada, or USA, who of the three has the most ability to contend for the upcoming World Cup? It might be Canada.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, I think Canada will be it's like how Costa Rica got farther in 2014 than the U.S. That U.S. team was a better team, but Costa Rica played better and had better games. I think to that point, the Canada will probably outperform us based on coaching, but our team should be better, right? Yeah. Like a lot happens, man.
Do we have a striker on par with Jonathan David?
No, but did they have Jonathan David? Like, here's the thing.
Do we have a left back on par with Alphonso Davies?
Yes. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. Jedi I'm going to believe in Jedi Robinson, baby.
What was that situation you were telling me about? Who's the bum now on Bayern Munich?
Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, he has had a bad year this last season in Bundesliga. A lot of people
He just had a down year.
A down year, and he even had a down Copa America. He wasn't really even relied upon. He didn't show up offensively. He had to play a lot of left back per se.
Well, he was injured for a good chunk of time between his kind of breakout and then this past season.
But we were talking about this earlier. It's gotten to a point that Bayern Munich is going to let his contract run out, and he's on his own type of situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys,
it could be tactics. Bayern Munich's cheap. They're cheap asses.
Yeah, but that's just a strange thing just to leave your left back out on an island again like that. And you'd think that they wouldn't want to recruit some fees maybe by selling them to another club. It's some players I wonder if are complete paper tigers, and maybe Alphonso Davies is a lot more on par with Anthony Robinson than we people might realize.
He just needs to find a new situation. Bayern worked for a while. It's not working now. Look at, despite how, it didn't work for Pulisic in Chelsea, it's working in AC Milan.
Right.
Everybody has to, not only do you have to, you don't just have to find your level, you have to find your situation too.
What about Gio Reyna?
Gio Reyna's in a terrible situation. Dortmund has given up on him 2 years ago. He should have been gone 2 years ago. He last season was a bust. This season will be a bust. He has to get out. He has to go somewhere and play. He needs to accept a fucking role at a relegation battled place. But I still don't know why he didn't get on the field at Forest.
Maybe it's already passed for Gio Reyna. I mean, Walker Zimmerman seemed to be talking about maybe him, maybe even talking about little Flo Balogun and maybe some of these other dual nationals when he was talking about these comments saying that these players that are talented, these players that not necessarily are used to wearing the colors of the flag on their patch, or that they got to do more to represent themselves and the nation and do a better job. And
I'm shocked that Walker Zimmerman, the man who burst onto the scene as a U.S. youth player, talking about how Jurgen Klinsmann isn't picking Americans. I'm shocked after Walker Zimmerman's horrific Olympics that he would have this to say to deflect all blame. I mean, honestly, man, Walker Zimmerman had a moment. He had a 3-year moment. And unfortunately, he wasn't good enough.
He's an MLS journeyman.
He's not Tim Ream, too. He's not even.
Well, Tim Ream had a moment, and then he was out. He was in the wilderness for a while until he came back. Like I just said, a lot happens in a couple of years. He was in the wilderness until 3 months before the World Cup, and he became he's been the anchor of the team, man. So which, by the way, I forgot to tell you this. It is really hard to find cool highlights of a defender. When Fulham was tweeted out there, thank you, and you're rad. He had his couple goals, but it was just he stuck his leg out and blocked the ball. He stuck a leg out and blocked the ball.
Oh.
It was kind of brutal. I'm not gonna lie, but anyway, Walker Zimmerman kind of is an ass person. Don't be surprised if he tries his Pat McAfee.
He brings up interesting questions. It's is Reyna's spot deserved if he's just here on talent? At what point do you just look around and be like, you got to bring up better players who are producing instead of the people who aren't playing? And it seems to be talking about a mentality of some of these players who go to Europe and they just think that they're entitled to a place on the national team where maybe, other players are willing to grind and play harder. And they bring also that mentality to the national team where they play harder sometimes.
DPG, why would you think that they would feel as though they're entitled because they're in overseas? Why do you think that is?
Because they're the first ones in their generation to be in a nice Premier League team that is going to cater to them. I mean, how else do you get private jets to go pick you up after a national team game?
How did you not realize I was calling you out? You're the cat who's like, oh, you play for MLS? You suck. Give me the guy over in Europe.
You play for MLS. You do kind of suck.
See, the why? That's where this mentality comes from, right? And I'm not necessarily against it.
And what's going to resolve that mentality? We talked about it earlier.
Results.
Nope. We talked about it earlier, buddy. I know you've been chomping down them gummies, but pro Rel, get rid of
Pressure.
the salary cap.
Pressure.
You know,
Yeah, but all these guys play in pro well situations overseas.
yeah, when they play overseas, not when they play MLS. What happens when you?
But that's why MLS does not have that pressure, and that's why we don't look at MLS with respect when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. I mean, they just don't have to deal with the pressures of day in, day out. The fact that they might lose their jobs because their team is going down at the end of the league, at the end of the year. Like you as a player work harder, you practice harder, and because that environment is just tougher to be in than any MLS environment, no matter what, because they could just turn it on the last half of the MLS season, make the playoffs by their chinny hair of their chinny chin chin, and then win it because they have Gareth Bale in the last 20 minutes.
And just put it like this. Until the day comes when you have a team like LAFC competing against a team like Man City, it ain't gonna happen, buddy.
Well,
we're always
that's the Champions League. I feel like America if there was an MLS team in the Champions League.
What,
now
like
we're
European
talking.
champions?
Yes.
No,
there should be an American team in the European Champions League. In the UEFA.
No, a rising
Champions
tide
League.
lifts all boats. Joe Public, God damn it. We talked about this. Don't
We're
leave
really
Joe
talking
Public
about Joe
behind.
Public.
The number one MLS team should automatically make the Champions League. All they got to do is play 3 group games, and then after this 3 group games, all away, maybe 1 in MLS. That'd be fun.
I mean,
freaking awesome.
You're an insane person. Don't give those greedy capitalists any ideas.
Imagine it's LAFC. Imagine it's LAFC, and at the time they have Griezmann. They got their current goalkeeper that we were talking about. I forgot his name already. Frenchman.
Hugo Lloris.
They got Giroud. They got Bouanga coming at you, and they're going on and they're taking on Ajax. We'd love that match. Or Celtic.
Yeah,
LAFC gonna get.
that. You're right.
It'd be so awesome.
You're right.
One of the third place French team, whoever it is, Toulouse. Who knows?
Oh God, I'm so angry that you're right.
It'd be so awesome to see the number one MLS team just be inserted into tournament. Guess what? They could lose all 3 games and then
look, man,
out of the
you
tournament.
can go. You can continue
go
hyping
on
up.
and they could play Manchester United. They'd be sick.
No, you said the Champions League. They can't play Manchester United.
Not anytime soon.
All I'm saying is this: you can continue hyping up the U.S. men's national team. You can continue hoping that somehow, somewhere, this team's going to be competitive again, which is not. I mean, I see the writing on the wall. I mean, we're not going to compete against the Englands, the Germanys, the Argentinas, the Brazils of the world. We're not.
I don't think so. I agree.
No. Until the day comes where we have 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids that are going overseas to play for Real Madrid,
and are starting.
Barcelona, and are starting.
And 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
Yeah, because you know what, buddy?
Not everybody has that.
It doesn't matter.
You sound like The Rock.
It doesn't matter.
Teams that win the World Cup don't have that.
It doesn't matter what you think. Every World Cup winning team has players and top-tier teams, and they are regular starters.
You're right. But I'll put it this way. This is what I'll say. From the U.S. national team that I have lived through, I didn't see 90. I started carrying in 94. Okay. I think 2002 is the absolute furthest a team can get on the power of friendship. So I really don't care if we're missing World Cups or bouncing out of Copa Americas. You take the most talented players and you grind them down and you force them into diamonds. That's my thought. Who cares?
The power of friendship is not going to win you a World Cup. You know what's going to win you?
That's what I'm saying. Like that, we got to get past this whole we have to win. We got to get rid of that idea because if we're not there yet, who cares if we win? Let's experiment.
No, it's not about. We have to win. That shouldn't be the mentality. It should be, how can we win? Like Argentina, like Germany, like Brazil, like England. What do we need to do to get from where we're at now to where they are? All right, that should be the mentality. All right.
Right, and that's how you get there is you take your talent and you grind them into diamonds, man.
You take your talent, you take your 16, your 17, your 18-year-old kids, you put them in teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona. You put them in big clubs.
You can't put them anywhere. They have
Well,
to
you
get
can't put 'em-
You
signed.
got to run these kids through the grinder, and a lot of them are going to
Yeah.
get spit out.
Yeah.
But guess what's going to happen? All of a sudden, some of them are going to get stuck in an AC Milan. Someone's going to get stuck in Real Betis. Someone's going to get stuck in Barcelona. And they're going to be like, boom, 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 American.
Didn't Christian Pulisic went through like Dortmund's youth team?
He played up at he went over there at 17ish, I think. So he played AYSO or till Bayern signed him at like 16, 17. And then he went through their development program, and by 19 he was playing games, man.
So that's kind of what you need to do here. You need to have these kids that could get scouted by big European team, and you can't tell me they're not scouting. I mean, they're always scouting.
I mean,
They are, but
the thing is, American men's team is just so far behind some of these other teams as far as the culture. It's really the culture. It's like you have these different disparate cultures. You have these hotbeds of soccer, right? You've got Texas, you got Illinois, you got Florida, you got California. You got these hotbeds of soccer, but all have cultural differences. Where Spain has a cultural identity of the same idea where they all want to play this 4-3-3 type of soccer. England all has the same idea. They want to play this don't visit the dentist type of soccer. The same thing with France. They all have their different identities of how they want to play, where America has so many disparate identities where it makes it really, really hard. And the other thing that's crazy is that it's not the biggest nations that are the best soccer players, because China, Russia, these are not the greatest soccer nations. India, these are not the greatest soccer nations. It takes more than just being a big size. It has to do with culture. And that's really from the ground up, that American soccer culture is not where it is compared to these other cultures are with soccer. And that's why we're behind the game. Where in American soccer culture for girls, guess what? It is ahead of the game. We were talking about that last podcast.
Because it's American soccer for girls is kind of like the first for women across the world. So, when you're first, you're first.
Right.
And
it's almost like when you treat women well, it's pretty awesome. Speaking of what's pretty awesome, which James, thank you for that transition, my man. The women are in the gold medal game. Are we excited?
Wait,
when
I
is
thought
this
they lost.
Game? What? Did I miss it?
They lost.
They lost it. Oh my god, I thought it was tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm a bad fan.
Wait, US women's no, they didn't lose. Did they lose? What's going on?
Hold on.
Made to suffer en route into Olympic. No, full time. They're going for gold. No, they didn't lose yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
So U.S. women's national team defeats Germany, headed to the Olympics final. So, man, I'm glad we didn't cross the meridian, cost the time zone there. But yeah, as far as I can say, no, they have not played yet.
Yes, it is tomorrow. I was gonna watch this game for sure. Like I said, I don't have all. I have a limited amount of hours, so I don't watch everything. All other sports have gone by the wayside at this point in my life, but I think it's pretty rad, man. It's for as much shit as people talked about the team, and really all it was just a generation needing to move on, and now they've got the best coach in the world, and
Emma Hayes.
Dude, they're amazing.
This is their coach. Question from the reporter: do you want Spain? Emma Hayes: I don't care. I want a drink.
Can you believe Emma Hayes coached the Red Stars? Do you know the kind of monumental women that have been a part of the Red Stars organization now out in the ether?
2008 to 2010, coach of the Red Stars. Then she moved on to Chelsea and has been at Chelsea for like the last 12 years. And then just moved on to the head coach of the United States. Emma Hayes is awesome.
This goes to show you, if you spend on a coach, your team will like. This is a younger team, man. We talked about it before. Trinity Rodman was really not hitting her full potential yet for this team until this tournament. Oh my God, who scored the goal? This is the problem. We pushed recording back a day. Now I can't remember anything. God, who scored the goal? I don't know. Whatever.
Trinity Rodman? Are you talking about Rodman's daughter?
No.
Dennis Rodman's daughter?
No, well, I was talking about her, but she is not the one who scored. But it was nice. It was a thing of beauty. They won 1-0. I'm getting excited to see what this new generation. Okay.
Sophia Smith.
Thank you. I'm getting excited about the next generation here of women's soccer. I know the Olympics is kind of their number 2 tournament behind the World Cup, opposed to the regional tournaments, right? So to just see this team kind of waltz into a gold medal game, it's really felt like that. Like this last game was a fight. It was 1-0, but like we haven't had those scary moments like we were having. And
they're in the final. That's huge.
Against Brazil, who I think they've got to be heavy favorites unless ridiculously off base.
I thought they're playing Spain.
No, playing Brazil. Dog, hold on. Gold medal game. I'm glad I brought this up because we're so prepared. It's been a week. Did I mention the thing about my car? Anyway. Yeah, against Brazil. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
James got me thinking. James, you got me thinking I'm an insane person.
Well, it doesn't say it anywhere. I'm like, it's like, I'm trying to find it. Yep, they're going to play gold medal match against Brazil on Saturday.
So this is going to be their first chance at a gold, or well, not their first chance, but if they win gold, this is their first gold since 2012 in London. And that, I mean, the Olympics has kind of been the tournament where they faltered, and it's been like, oh God, the rest of the world is catching up, and now they're just waltzing to a gold, in my opinion. It'll be exciting to see. We'll check it out. We'll talk about it, all that good stuff.
And you know what's going to happen? The U.S. men's national team will eventually announce their coach, but they're going to wait until after the U.S. women's national team play the final. They'll definitely wait until after.
Did you hear this?
What?
Did you hear this?
About Pellegrino Matarazzo?
I heard he's done. He's out. They didn't even talk to.
They talked to Pellegrino. They talked to Pellegrino Matarazzo. They talked to Patrick Vieira. I think it's going to be one of those two. And they're going to announce.
I think you're crazy. From what I hear,
Patrick Vieira.
Oh, you think it's Patrick Vieira for real?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Patrick Vieira. They're going to announce it after the U.S. ladies finish this Olympic thing, whatever they're doing. They're going to announce Patrick Vieira, and we're gonna move on towards the World Cup with Patrick Vieira as our coach. But Pellegrino Matarazzo is in the running still. He is semi-interested. But like, well,
I think Pellegrino should kind of be given like a 4-year, like, give him maybe not put him in this World Cup cycle, but save him for 2032.
Let him get more experience underneath himself because he's dominating. Yeah. He's doing great in Bundesliga. I mean, it seems like a weird trajectory for him to jump, but still, the U.S. men's national team is a great job, and it'll launch you to a lot of places. I mean, Jesse Marsh obviously wanted it too, up until.
You guys are making me feel like a crazy person. All the reports I've heard is the U.S. didn't actually talk to the club. Like, they're not gonna let them actually talk to him and sign him.
They've already talked. The U.S. has already approached Pellegrino Matarazzo.
See, what I'm hearing is that's bullshit. I'm hearing that they talked, like they said something like, "Hey, what do you think?" But like they can't really talk to him because they didn't even clear it with his club.
Well, guess who they can't talk to? Vieira. He's a free agent.
Well, God damn it, man. See, I'm not happy about that, but I'm not happy about what I'm about to say either, which is what I really feel like is happening. Mm-hmm. Is they talked to Klopp. And they knew he wasn't ready. He wanted to wait till the end of the year. And they just claim like, well, he said no, sorry. And then now they say they talked to Matarazzo, but they didn't even clear it with the club, meaning they're like, no, screw you. He's staying here for the season.
No, that's the thing. Hoffenheim's sporting director that came up with Matarazzo, that they were lock sync for the player acquisition, he just left. He just left in the last few days, Hoffenheim. So now it's up in air if Matarazzo is going to stick around because they're going to be bringing a whole new sporting director, a whole new person that he's going to have to get along with and decide with players with. So Matarazzo, is fully in play and for the U.S. men's national team coach. But, is he good enough? Is he that serial winner that they really, really want? I wish that they would bring in Jurgen Klopp, and maybe if it takes to waiting a year and you got to get a placeholder, I'd be willing to wait. But I'd say, Jurgen Klopp, you hire your placeholder then, because you're going to have to fire him.
Dude, you have to wait for Jurgen Klopp. That's why they didn't really talk to him. I don't think Matarazzo, which I would be happy about, is a real opportunity. I think they're doing this just so that the fans won't cram the criticism down their throat when they sign Steve Cherundolo.
I don't.
Which I would hate that as well. I'm not happy about Vieira or Cherundolo.
Stevie would be such a disappointment at this point.
So would Patrick Vieira. Like, who's happy about him?
I agree. I actually agree, because I was thinking about this. I was like, I'd actually be a little disappointed if they just settled for Patrick Vieira, and say, maybe he's good enough, but I feel like Patrick Vieira should have been the coach for whatever the fuck this last Berhalter shit was. And now we're moving on.
If you were gonna give Vieira a chance, you had to give him a long run.
Yeah, this last thing. And now it's like, no, we're past that point now. Now this is the time when you go find if you're fucking Jose Mourinho. And guess what? He's not available.
Emma Hayes is already in the building.
Right. So there's experiment, there's talented experiment, and then there's just the real fucking deal. And USA's moved past the experiment and the talented experiment. Talented experiment was Patrick Vieira. But it's past time for Patrick Vieira and the talented experiment. It's time for the real fucking deal, U.S. men's national team, U.S. Soccer Federation. That means you give all the money to Jose Mourinho and say, hey, do you really, really want to be with Fenerbahce? Do you really want to deal with this curse? Come over and coach. Come over and deal with U.S. men's national team. All right? And we will give you the keys for the next 8 years.
I loved that video.
The Tifo football Fenerbahce
about Fenerbahce
conspiracies.
Yeah.
That was a really great video.
Yeah. DPG, who's your dream candidate? Who do you wish would coach this team?
Pep Guardiola, of course. I mean,
yeah, agreed. Actually, that would be
Pep Guardiola's the guy.
The dream. I mean, the dream. But after Pep, Klopp. For me, it's Jose.
After Pep, I'll take Michael Arteta. The guy that's coaching. Hey, you're getting a Pep Guardiola understudy. So,
I do think he's overachieving with Arsenal. They're better than the other parts.
You ever seen like the Prime video, like the documentary of like how they follow Arsenal? Oh, dude, you should get that. That guy. He'll be like, come on, guys, what's going on here?
You know who
I love? I need your...
I love, but I don't think would work. Carlo Ancelotti.
I felt that too.
Like, I would love it, but I just don't think it would work. I don't think the talent's here for him to be able to just do his thing.
Nope.
They really screwed up what they really should have done, because I think. All right, so I will dodge all the tomatoes, but I think there were redeeming qualities about Berhalter. If you say Jose Mourinho is the head coach, and then Berhalter is there as an assistant to put out cones, to put his arm around a guy Jose just yelled at, to like make sure everybody's like
Jose looks at him like, you should probably do this, or you. Jose tells people how to fix their careers, and like if you don't listen,
I mean. I don't know. I would love a Jose Mourinho.
What happened to that Tottenham guy? Oh, yeah, we don't remember Dele Alli anymore.
Nope.
Dude, I remember.
And Jose told him exactly what he needed to do, and Dele was like, nah.
I remember me and you talking a long time ago about Atlanta United. You know what they could use? Dele Alli.
Oh, man. You really want that guy in a locker room with Tata Martino?
Not anymore.
No.
Dude, I think they're bungling this search.
Wait,
I think
Tata Martino. No,
I think Klopp would take this job if they were like, you can start in like March.
Right.
I think he would have taken it.
Yeah,
and I think they purposely were like, you want to Klopp? And he's like, nope. And they're like, woof, thank God. All right, Stevie.
Yeah,
And
like
Patrick, let's
if,
see
that,
who we
if that's
want.
the case, then that's severely disappointed because like then no, you got to really find out because if you could get Klopp, if it just takes a matter of time to land Klopp. But here's the other thing, guys, there's not enough fucking time. There's just not enough fucking time. So the U.S.
But
national team can't wait a fucking
give
year.
Klopp-
Sorry, Jurgen Klopp, we can't wait a year because 2 years away is the fucking World Cup in our backyard. I mean,
I bet you don't
can
need to wait a year.
I get you can wait, Jurgen Klopp, but we as a men's national team, U.S., we can't. So they're right. They're right. If he can't wait, then you move on. And that's where they blew it by not getting to Jose Mourinho sooner and dicking around with fucking Berhalter for fucking no reason and blowing it. Not that America was gonna win the World Cup with Jose Mourinho, but you better fucking believe Jose Mourinho could beat any fucking team on the planet. Any team.
He'll find a way. He'll find a way.
Any fucking team on the planet. You have that coach, and you didn't get him. You didn't get him. And you want to try and win a World Cup and do the most impossible thing? You get the special one. That's it.
He went to Turkey. It's not like he's not in a top 5 league.
He's still attainable. Pay the freaking buyout clause. Pay out
You really think you're that
there's no
delusional
better
type
man
who's
for
like,
the-
we're gonna get a guy.
There's no better man for the job.
Coaches.
He's the number one coach in my book. It goes Jose, then Pep. For me.
This conversation just depresses me. It's literally between Steve Cherundolo and Patrick Vieira.
Oh, God.
And neither of which are going to push this team anywhere.
No.
In Matarazzo, I think the reason the reason Chelsea isn't clamoring for him, but we are, is that he's still up and coming, but the thing is he seems to have solid tactics and he is American.
He was roommates with Julian Nagelsmann. How much longer until he's going to be the coach of Bayern Munich?
Oh man, I mean it'll eventually happen if he wins enough games. If Hoffenheim finish second. I mean, dude, I don't know. I really don't know. I really think it's Steve Cherundolo. And
well, let us know what you guys think in the comments. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Chicago Fire before we close it down. Anything else on the docket too?
I mean, Leagues Cup is still going on.
Not for us.
Look that like button in the eye and just see you on the flip side.
You wearing shorts?
I'll show you first. It's a normal deck of cards. There's nothing funny going on. Cut the cards. 7. Cut the cards again. It's a 5. And cut the cards in half for me.
3.
No, in half.
No,
yeah. Right, so I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me. Even I was walking down the street. I met these girls that were these 2 redheads. I was walking, speaking to them for 1, 2, 3 minutes. Then their friends came over. It was 2 brunettes. Said, "Hi, I'm Jedi. Nice to meet you." I said, "What are you doing tonight?" They said, "Oh, we're going to a party at 673 King Street." I said, "How much is it to get in?" They said, "It's 25 quid." I said, "How much?" I said, 25 quid. So, I'm walking down to them. Then someone rings me. I said, "Hello, Jedi speaking. Who is it?" I said, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" I said, "Oh, I'm going up to a party with these girls at 700 and something King Street." And the girls knew that was wrong. They said, No. It's 673 King Street." I said, "Oh, my bad. Sorry, it's 673 King Street." Do you remember how much it was to get in? 25 quid. I said, "All I've got on me is £10." The bouncer said, "Don't lie." I said, "All right, I've got £40, but that's all I've got. Can you give me a good table with them at least?" They said, "Yeah, no problem, Jedi. I'll sort you out." So cut the cards again. So when we got there, we ended up going into the casino, and everyone wanted me to cut cards for them, give them a good hand so that they'd win. So the first guy said, "Can you give me a pair of 4s and 3 8s?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine." There's 3 8s. The next guy said, "Oh, I want to beat that. Can you give me 4 9s?" So I said, "Yeah, that's fine." My friend who I walked in with, he said, "Can you give me an 8 and 4 aces?" I said, "No problem. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Everyone looked at me and said, "Jedi, you're not going to beat that hand." And then I turn around and pull out with a flush.
Nah. Yeah.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here because for whatever reason, we like the Chicago Fire. Oh, I think it's because we live in Chicago. But we're here to talk about Chicago Fire and the fact that they finally did something cool. They decided to protest League's Cup by losing 3-1 to Toluca, which I don't know about you guys. I talked for weeks about how I'm going back to Bridgeview. I'm going to go, whatever. Don't judge my moral compass. And then my car died and I didn't go.
That would have been a fun game to go to see a good team play at SeatGeek Stadium, like Toluca, just and destroy the Fire 3-1. I mean, that's actually a little embarrassing to the point where they sent Chicago Fire home to work on their fantasy football teams. They're not going to be playing again till August 24th. They're off for the next few weeks, so they got time to prepare for fantasy football and the end of the MLS season, and maybe even Frank Lopez has time to start preparing that new CV for wherever he's going to be next.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we have plenty of time now to bring in a new coach and make that playoff push, right?
Absolutely. Or to see what Nagamura's got as a coach.
Or don't forget all these incoming transfers we have.
Mm-hmm. All of them.
And all the dead weight we're shedding.
Oh, all of it.
Yeah. So nothing is happening. This team is doing nothing. I will say about the game, the funnest thing about the game to me is every time, the Federico Navarro sightings are so infrequent that when he shows up, it's like, oh, I forgot you existed. What's up with you?
It's like seeing a unicorn in the middle of that forbidden forest in Harry Potter. It's like, oh, they do exist.
I don't know nothing about Harry Potter, but I will say this. He instantly likes to kick people, and he got himself a yellow card instantly. It's good for you, my man. What's sad is look next time you see him play this season. Look into his eyes.
Frankowski
Federico Navarro.
Oh, Federico Navarro.
No,
okay.
Federico Navarro.
Oh, I was gonna say
Just
this.
know
about. So who would you rather have as a right back for the U.S. men's national team, Frankowski or Serginho Dest?
Do what now, dude?
Who would you rather have be a right back? Are you
high, Serginho Dest?
You'd rather Serginho Dest than Frankowski?
100%. 100. He's injured right now, but Dest has so much skill,
availability, dude, the best ability. Besides height, which you can't teach.
You can't teach height, but I don't, dude. I don't know why you even did Bridgeview just make you think of Frankowski?
Yes, it did. It did. Brought back memories.
Frankowski, the only man. Frankowski, what's his name? It starts with a P.
Philip?
Frankowski is the only.
Piotrowski, Przemek.
No, it's like long in Polish.
Przemysław. Przemek, Frankowski. Przemysław, one of the two.
Real?
I don't know.
So he's the only man to make it out.
Przemysław.
He's left the Fire and has bettered his career. I can't think of in the last 5 years a single player who has done that other than Frankowski.
Wow.
Think about that. They've left the Fire and gone better with their career.
It's true.
The Fire ruins people. That's what I was going to say about Navarro. Federico Navarro had so much talent, and he just got screwed over by his agent and came to Chicago and will never develop into the player he could possibly have been. Never. He's already this team. It kills your soul.
Speaking of killing your soul,
Matt Polster.
Speaking of killing your soul, Matt Polster. Speaking of killing your soul, I thought we had
Matt Polster's still around.
He is, and he's doing well.
You're not wrong. Matt Polster has had a better career since leaving Chicago. Mm-hmm. You are correct.
And Georgi Mihailovic. Mihailovic became an Olympian.
Yeah, and the most hated man and the most hated guy on the team. And the guy who kept the best player under 23 off of the team.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Mihailovic, oh, man. We didn't need him. He didn't need to come here and play mediocre soccer for a terrible team.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that over in Colorado, but he didn't pan out. It's just That's what soccer is. So many people don't pan out because everybody shows a flash. Everybody cooks their, their youth team, and
You
then
need coaching
boom.
too. You need things to work out for you more than just the team buying you, right?
The situation has to work for you. Like Lanino got bought by Chelsea. Has that done anything for him
Nope.
other than get him paid?
Eric Palmer Brown. Things.
Eric Palmer Brown's another one.
I
dude.
mean, think about some of these players that got bought early and then they just did nothing.
Look how long it took CCV to take hold.
Yep, Cameron Carter-Vickers for sure. That was the other guy I was thinking about.
He got bought by. He was on Kansas City, and he got bought by Tottenham, and they shipped him everywhere, and he never stuck until he was at Celtic. And I'm glad he signed permanent deal there, man. It's working out for him because the situation matters.
Speaking of permanent deals, let's talk semi-permanent deals. You have a list before you of the top of all of the MLS Fire Kit sponsors. I am curious what our list of the top 5 MLS Fire Kit sponsors would be. So this is our list of the top 5 Fire MLS Kit sponsors. And as you can see on my shirt, I already have one of them. So hint, hint, they're involved. And hint, hint, DPG's got one involved too. So who are the other 3 that make our cut?
Okay.
Here now.
So
on Enemies of the Fire.
So
look that like button in the eye and punt it.
James has undersold the segment. The gloriousness of this is the Chicago Fire in their history has had 5 kit sponsors. And today we will rank the top 5 kit sponsors. So and trust me, I hate kit sponsors. So
yeah, we know.
For research purposes, the list is Best Buy was the first sponsor.
All right.
The second sponsor they ever had was Quaker Oats.
Oh, okay.
The third was Valspar. The fourth was Motorola. And the fifth is the current Carvana, which will be buying my dead car soon.
All right.
Which I'm happy about.
I got my rankings. Here are my rankings.
Oh God, he's got his rankings. I thought we were just gonna gang
here's my
style
tier list.
fight this out.
Here's
man.
my tier list. My number 5, Carvana. That's the lowest. No,
Thank you. Yes.
Carvana's the lowest. Number 4,
Carvana's down there.
Number 4, Valspar. That is my number 4 on the tier list. Number 3 on the tier list is Motorola, but I gave them honorable considerations. Quaker is my number 2, and Best Buy is my number 1 sponsor on the shirt.
It's blasphemy, man.
Okay, so
What
DPG, what do
guys'?
you think?
Carvana's last.
Okay.
4th place is Valspar.
Okay.
For an agreement.
Third place is Best Buy.
Ooh, Best Buy, third
Okay.
place. Little switch. All right.
Second place, Motorola.
Okay. See it.
First place is Quaker.
All right.
Ooh, that's a spicy take.
All right.
I think personally Carvana, based on their practices. Actually, I take that back. They're gonna buy my car. I feel much better about Carvana than the bottom sponsor. The bottom sponsor, in my opinion, was Best Buy because I have a personal blood feud with Best Buy. I personally could not and do not stand Best Buy. I am happy about their brick and mortar downfall, and I hope that their online presence disappears as well. May you all burn in hell. All right.
Why? I gotta ask why.
Give us the quick rundown if you can.
Yeah.
I'll just give an example of one infraction.
The quick and dirty.
There was a year.
One
There was
infraction.
there was a year that they had a rewards program. I bought a home computer. I bought my ex's mom a fridge. We bought a washer and a dryer. God knows how many CDs and DVDs.
Of course.
And somehow I ended up with 23 cents worth of rewards at the end of the year. So that was only one singular infraction. We don't need to hear about my Karen moments.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wow.
Best Buy at the bottom, baby. And then And then I will say Motorola, because their technology helps cell phones, which is cool, but also if you're in communications like that, they're probably doing military applications as well. Then then we'll go with let's see here. Then we'll go with Carvana. Thank you for buying my car, but I don't know how long you're gonna be able to do business in Illinois. Then I'm gonna say Valspar, because paint is cool, like paint things. That's great. I feel good about that. And Quaker Oats, I say number one, because they do have GMOs, which I'm against, but eventually when you just get that shit out of there, they make food, their brand fit with the jersey perfectly. You know what I mean? It was so if you have to have a jersey sponsor,
the only reason I put Quaker on number one was because he used to give out the free stuff at the end of the game. It was either the Quaker bars, or they used to give out the milks from Aldi.
Oh,
and Motorola just look cool on the jersey, it's Motorola.
Yeah, so Motorola is the party. You got the war representation. You got the Department of Defense right there, and then you got Quaker, who's just nothing but pacifists. So nothing. They're number two, but number one, Best Buy. They go to war for your wallet. They want every dollar. Do you want this? Do you want that computer? Well, here's an unnecessary warranty of which you don't need.
That's where you messed up. You bought a home computer instead of building one.
They sold me a computer with Vista on it, man.
I hope you told me you just bought this 5 years ago, because I'm gonna laugh at you.
No. This was hell a long time ago.
I'm still running Windows XP.
So. Actually, that was way more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
I'm just saying,
dude. This is the level of discourse this team gets, because this is all we got going on, man. Anyway,
they're within playoff reach.
Just random.
Okay, but the Fire are within playoff reach. But do you guys think that they realistically have a chance to make the playoffs? I do not. And we were talking about this off stream, to the point where, viewer, think about betting the Fire for losses upcoming as the season goes on. The Fire will find a way. They will find a way to lose these games. Frank Lopez is the coach. It's inevitable.
The reason I say is because every year we're around the same area. We're close to the playoffs. Every year.
Don't take gambling advice from us. Knock on wood.
And by late September, it's we're out of the picture, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's
well, it's you know why that is? It's because we're all around in dogpile fight of all these teams. And what happens is, and why I would tell people not to bet the Fire, is they win a game here or there. And then you think oh my God, now we just need one more and then we'll be in the picture. And what happens is, when they get that opportunity, they always fall. And the teams around them, your New York Red Bulls, or right now, I think DC is kind of where we are, right? They'll find the way to win those games when the Fire find the way to lose those games. And that's why we perpetually end at the exact same spot every single year. So before we bounce out of here, that was enough about the Fire, honestly, for my soul. So before we bounce out of here, I just have one question. Why did Club America play Aston Villa? Why did that exist? Why is that happening?
Yeah.
It was the League's Cup showcase game.
Look, man, the only ones that are winning out of this are Liga MX teams. It's Liga MX just suckered the MLS and says hey, how about we do something cool together? They're the ones reaping the benefits. So
I mean, they're the ones getting the crowds. It's
nobody wants to see Nashville versus Montreal for the 50th time. They'd rather see Toluca versus Fire.
And that's the thing. They really screwed a lot of goodwill, because, listen, nobody thought this was necessary last season. But Messi came in and he made it so exciting.
Yes.
Because it was the first thing he did. And so all they had to do was not be assholes and continue to participate in our country, cup. And everybody would have been a little bit more excited about this. They would be well, I root for DC and we never make the Champions League. Let's enjoy ourselves. You know, that's what I would have thought.
Mhm.
Hell, that stadium would not have been a full stadium of Toluca fans if we were still in the U.S. Open Cup.
And with more
So,
games,
like-
you have to rely on your youth more. Like, what's the fucking problem here?
You get to rely on your youth more and develop them.
Yeah.
You know, like look, we didn't bring Kuipers.
You could have
And
played half of
Kupia's-
your youth guys, your Chicago Fire 2 squad for
Right.
the open squad, and just call, and it would have been okay, and still had half your MLS team there too. It's just like, why couldn't you?
Well, Kutsi has scored 2 goals in 2 games.
Mhm.
Like, what did I say? Tom Barlow is this was the worst move. I'm sorry. He's
What
a
was
human
the
being
point?
and deserves respect.
What was the point?
Yes.
There was no point to the Tom Barlow signing.
No, he hasn't
Correct.
scored
There
yet.
was literally no point. It benefited no one because also like he got to be.
They were
like,
worried they're
remember
going to miss
they-
on Kuipers, and they're like, oh God, we got to sign somebody.
we need something. Yeah, you're right. And
Need a
and that's the
body.
thing. Well, and the problem is they announced him immediately. He was the first announcement.
And they had got rid of
after
Casper by then too,
Klopas
right?
And Heights. No, not yet. So he was the first announcement after Heights and Klopas.
Yep.
So he got nothing but hate to start with.
And Casper,
You know what I mean?
everybody knew was never going to work out. It's just embarrassing that he even thought it was going to work out. He's like, oh, I've got to find a diamond in the rough here.
Nah, just well, Casper's winning, man. Casper came here, got that fat check, was living in Naperville, and then he now he's playing well. He's
That's good.
playing well for
That's good.
What the hell is that team?
Good for
called?
Casper.
Lugano.
Lugano.
Lugano, not
God.
FC Genk.
Oh my God, gentlemen, this was actually like a fun week of soccer. What is there anything we're looking ahead to next week? Like no fire game.
The Fire don't play
thankfully.
for a while. I'm working on my fantasy football stuff. NFL's going to be starting up. I got Caleb Williams trying to figure out the quarterback. Got mega injuries going around NFL already. Some fun stuff coming up that way. The basketball season, hockey season, that's all going to be right around the corner very much too. And the end of summer, which is sad.
I mean, it'll be hot through September.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really rough summer. The Fire sucked horribly and had no games at home, and the U.S. bombed in every passable. Well, the U20s lost to Mexico in the gold U20 Gold Cup, basically,
Yeah.
right? Like, dude, this was like a kick in the nuts summer of soccer.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
I
to
mean,
the point where it's made me think that, the USA doesn't have a chance right now. Like, all these other nations are just better, and they're still getting better, where I don't see where the U.S. is getting better. We look to our youth. We look at these spots. We're talking about Gio Reyna, like, oh, is he going to be able to make it? I don't know. Oh, hey. And it's like, that's where we're at. Meanwhile, Spain's got Lamine Yamal, like 16, coming around, and they're like, okay, we got another one for the future. We got another one. They got another one. And they're just, and all these big nations, England's like, oh, we got another one. We got another one. Jude Bellingham, we got another one. And USA is like, well, we got Pulisic, and the rest. Do we get another one? Not quite.
Pulisic and the not ready for primetime players.
Exactly.
We got Pulisic, and I said we got Pulisic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
the one thing that actually makes me saddened is the state of our keepers.
Yes.
Like, we
There's
talked
nobody
about
bald
this.
enough
At one
to be
point
starting.
we had.
There's nobody bald enough to be
At one-
starting.
You're right. You are completely correct. Somebody go put Nair in Sean Johnson's shampoo.
That's our only hope. Turner is not
But no,
bald
it
enough to
also-
be the starter for U.S. men's national team. I'm sorry, Turner. It's true. And by bald, we're talking about American badass goalie skill. Yes, a lot of them were bald, but Turner is not
A lot of
it
them were
anymore.
bald.
We got to find somebody else.
I mean, be honest, Turner looks like the guy that will probably work at Geek Squad. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, he does.
Listen, Turner's okay, but you saw immediately a slightly older player go from playing every day to backup and how much his game there was such a hiccup in his game,
Mm.
and then Zach Steffen stopped progressing in the same manner.
Yeah.
Now he's back at Colorado and seems like he's happy, which I'm happy for him, but he's not doing anything crazy.
Gaga's stymied his career.
I'll tell you this. You know what I forgot to tell you about that game I went to, the Peoria game, was their keeper was amazing.
Really?
I forgot to look up his name, but he was really, really good, actually. Anyway, but the state of our keepers, who Matt Turner's our number one by default because no one else is out there. Who is our number one? Is it the kid playing in Miami? Is it Chris Brady?
Chris Brady's going to have a shot because
Brady is way better than Slaninia or that kid that played.
The team in front of him is so bad, but he does so many things to keep them in the game. It's kind of crazy.
He does. Brady's got a future still.
He hurt his back though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is that why? I thought it was just League's Cup, and that's why. What's his face?
It might be resting him. Who knows?
I'm glad he's getting rest right now because he did hurt his back. We've seen it, and he had a crazy jump. So that actually could really impinge his career.
Well, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I don't know who else we're looking at. Just the kid in Miami. I mean, beyond that,
calendar.
What else do we got going? How is it that Ethan Horvath can't get a job? Anytime he's called upon, he plays well. He got Ipswich promoted, and they still didn't just keep him.
Some guys are just good national team players, and the other guys are better club players.
I guess, but he was a part of the Luton Town promotion. I think he was a part of a different. Thank you. He was a part of a different promotion run for.
Maybe he pissed off the owner or something.
I mean, that stuff does happen, but he just can't ever seem to stick anywhere he goes.
He's not good enough, dude. It's the same thing. He's just not good enough. Yeah, he's 29. He's playing for Cardiff City.
Be good enough.
He's on Cardiff City.
I feel like anytime he's at Cardiff now.
Yes.
Hopefully he's playing. That's the scariest position on the field. As much as our center backs are a little bit of a question, I think keeper is the scariest position on the field. Matt Turner is regressing.
Yes.
And that sucks because he was playing well. He came out of nowhere. I gotta tell you, in my heart, I'm still really shocked. From the moment the Fire drafted Sean Johnson and we saw that kid play, I was like, this is so cool. I'm watching the future, men's national team number one. Yep. I was convinced. And
he never left MLS.
And you don't have to. I don't think you would have to.
Yes, you do. There's no pressure in MLS. He didn't have the worry of the promotion relegation. I'm sorry, Sean Zhao.
Yeah, but Sean Johnson has literally been one of the top 5 keepers in the league, which is the top ever shrinking percentage.
So is Bill Hamid.
Nah, not for nearly as long as Sean Johnson. Bill Hamid had a moment. Bill Hamid
was amazing for years.
He was.
Years.
I mean, he was. He was pretty good, but I still think Sean Johnson had a longer run of consistency.
Sean Johnson's only been okay. I never saw it. He's never as good as Bill Hamid.
He was the man in New York. And he's the only reason Toronto still isn't a joke.
Bill Hamid's only 33 years old, but now he's playing in freaking Virginia Dreams FC.
Yeah, he technically retired, I think.
Oh yeah, he's done.
So I think he technically retired. Now he's playing just kind of pro-am type of
Virginia Dream. Holy shit. Yeah, he fell off hard.
It's not a fall off. He retired.
DC from 2009 to 2017. 33. No, you fall off. And then you
33, man.
33
is pretty young. Zenga playing for 40.
Yeah.
Man, let these people live their own lives, not what you want them to live.
Right, that's true.
God.
That's true.
You gonna go yell at Barry Sanders some more?
Barry Sanders.
See, you want to yell at Barry Sanders.
I just wanted one more season, Barry. Come on, Barry.
Oh, man.
Come on, Barry.
Oh, God. All right. I think once Barry Sanders is mentioned on a soccer podcast, you have completely gone off the rails. If you made it this long, thank you. Because as much as there wasn't much to talk about, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time, man.
A blast.
So, James, tell them what they got to do, baby.
Make sure you guys look that like button in the eye. Just straight in there and just punt it.
Look her in the eye.
We'll catch you next time. Here on Enemies of the Fire. Like and subscribe. Spread the word. Share with friends. Share with Fire friends. And write the word on menus nationwide. We'll catch you guys next time. Here on Enemies of the Fire. We're live.
Jeez.
We shoot every Wednesday, and we always post on YouTube weekly, daily, almost, during the weekday. That's the thing. Bye.
And Saturdays.
And Saturdays.
Yep.
Bye.
Oh, man.